Alright, I'm doing a quick video here for Sean. He asked how I keep the sand so clean in the 300 gallon. The sand is so fine that there's no big gaps, so the poop from the fish cannot fall in between it. So if you don't have the flow of your filters and pumps set up right, the poo just kind of scatters all over the place. And it's kind of an eyesore. The only way to get it out is to suck it out during water changes. That being said, my Fluval FX6 does take a lot of it out, and the only reason it does is because of the way I have the flow set up on my return pumps and my power heads and circulation pumps. And I have them set up to kind of make the poo flow in one direction here to go to the intake of the FX6, which is back here. It's on the right hand side of the tank. You can see the FX6 is full of poop right now because it's blowing air. Once it gets clogged, it somehow sucks some air in through the seals, and that's what's happening. So that's telling me that it needs cleaning. When I take the FX6 apart right now, it's just going to be chock solid full of fish poo. So anyways, I have two very powerful pumps in the sump right now, and I also have running a power head right here, a Rio pump. It's a 2100. It's got pretty high flow rate. And I have an 800 gallon per hour circulation pump there, and another one up here that's more than 800 gallons per hour. I'm not sure exactly how many. The pumps I have are pretty high flow rate too. One is a, oh gosh, I don't even remember. It's not a Pond Master, but one of those. And then another Rio Hyperflow. Those are down in the sump. So anyways, the way I have them set up is they're all blowing from the left to the right pretty much, except for these up here, and I'll explain those in a second. I've got these ones here, they're blowing down into the corner. You see that one too. It's blowing to this wall where it will circulate back this way. That one up at the top there and the ones coming from the Fluval are blowing towards the front or down, so they will blow down here and go towards the end. So it's all coming down and or going this way. The ones on this side, and I can't get away with not having these, I can, but I want the flow. I want the overturn to go through the filter. So what I did was I have these ones not pointing downward. They're basically more skimming across the surface of the water. So they're bringing the water this way, and then the stuff will be blown down and gone over here. And that helps keep everything going in this direction. Now that the FX6 is pretty well clogged, it's not helping that as well as it normally does. But if I use my flashlight and shine down here, you'll look, if you can see, the fish are in the way, but there's not really much poo back here. There's a little bit down in that little cave down there, not a lot. It's almost all blown down this way. Once we get over here to this stump, there's quite a bit underneath there. Let me zoom in a little bit. And then I get a lot underneath this piece of wood. In fact, you can see some on the wood here. This little ledge. There's a bit of poo gathering on there. This whole piece of wood kind of gets quite a bit. And underneath, that's probably the biggest collection point, this pleco cave. The plecos don't even use it anymore because it's basically just a poo catcher. And there's quite a bit underneath the wood. So when I do my water changes, I turn off all the filters, and I have a power head that I use. And I pretty much start at this end, but I'll put my hand in the water with the power head and I blow this whole area out with all the filters and everything turned off. I'll blow it all out and get it to come over into this area, and then I'll vacuum it off. And then when I turn it back on, what little bit is left usually is enough. They're smaller pieces, and that it's usually enough to go get caught up into the FX6, which will help keep that clean. Before I put the FX6 in, I had to change my filter pads, the Blue Bond pad down here in the overflows. I used to have to change that at least once a week. Now it lasts several weeks before I actually have to take it out and change it. Because the FX6 picks up so much of the particulate stuff. It's amazing. The FX6 is over there on this side. It's not like I had the leak. The plumbing was leaking a few weeks ago and that was just in there. So yeah, I haven't changed the FX6. I haven't had to clean it out in a couple weeks since I did that. So it lasted a pretty good while. But yeah, so that's how I manage that. It doesn't take all the poo out, keeping it suspended, but it does do collection points. And if you can get them aimed to kind of keep your flow going in one direction, it will definitely make it easier. It helps get it to more of an area for you to get, and if you get the right decor or whatever, it can hide it for you too. This parts have helped quite a bit. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you can understand it. Sean, if you have any other questions on it, please feel free to send me a message and ask. All right, I hope it helps. Take it easy.